Greetings to all my friends. I'm Dr. Judy Kuriansky, and I'm delighted to be with you with this greeting, having been with you on so many different occasions, on so many of the wonderful conferences that you have. I'm here at the United Nations in front of this statue, as you could see, that is totally perfect for the title of your conference about aggression. So this is a statue that is a gift of Luxembourg from 1988, and you can see what it is. It is a gun with the wrapped up nozzle that stands actually for no more war. As I stand in front of all the flags from the United Nations and in front of this auspicious building that stands for peace. That's what the United Nations was really based on, peace throughout the world. So the opposite of the aggression and the solution to all the issues that you will be discussing is how we're going to find peace to compensate for the aggression that's going on internally, interpersonally, and internationally. At the United Nations, where I represent some NGOs right here and participate in so many of the meetings about the Sustainable Development Goals, one of which is peaceful societies. So at the UN, there are several bodies and several means of achieving resolution of conflicts internationally on that global level. One of them is resolutions after meetings of the Security Council. Importantly, Russia is one of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council, along with the United States, the UK, China, and France. And then there are other countries who alternate in their membership. Another way the United Nations keeps peace is through its peacekeeping operations. Those are called the Blue Helmets. You may have seen some pictures of them. They go into areas where there is conflict. They have no authority to actually enforce, but they are there as a symbol and to help with the peacekeeping. On the social level with regard to aggression, you know that there is so many conflicts all over the world with particularly regard to terrorism. This is something we as psychologists must address in terms of understanding the psychology of the terrorists and also being able to help the public with reducing their fears and anxiety about terrorism, but also being prepared. A friend of mine just wrote a book called The Weapons of Psychological Mass Destruction, which is very important because the principle there is that terrorism is made to make us fearful, and that's their biggest weapon besides any bullets that they may have. So we have to combat that. There's also terrorism with regard to religious faith. And so as psychologists, we need to encourage tolerance and mutual understanding, appreciation of each other in all our religious faith and all our differences in all ways. Then on the interpersonal level, for sure, we need to reduce the conflict that happens in couples. And you all know that that's why you're here, to talk about the therapeutic approaches to reducing conflict and helping people in couples and in groups and in families and then in communities being able to reach some resolution of their differences and that mutual understanding. Also important is reducing aggression within oneself. Aggression can be turned outward to others or inward to oneself, leading, for example, to depression and suicide. The statistics about the degree and prevalence of depression and suicide throughout the world is really shocking. The World Health Organization is having a meeting here at the UN about depression. Let's talk, meaning how important it is to talk about one's feelings and particularly about depression so that it does not lead to suicide, which we know has shocking statistics around the world, with up to 1 in 5 people feeling depressed and so many suicides, especially in young people, this is an issue and something we must address as psychologists. I was on that panel, which is one reason I couldn't come be with you needing to do follow-up. Here's a video in Russian from that WHO campaign.
Уныние, снижение концентрации, потеря интереса. Депрессия поддается лечению. Первое, что необходимо сделать – поговорить.
There's an interesting connection between anger and its opposite psychologically. As we often say in psychology, when you're mad, get sad, and when you're sad, get mad, as a way to process those feelings. So any evaluation of aggression has to take into account depression. And so the meeting that you're having here is so exceptionally important. I send you my blessings and my greetings, my warmest wishes as a friend and a colleague.
I help you, you help me.